Hey everyone, my name is Jason Schuster. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. With this epigenetics and epigenome class, this is one of the most important subject matters in biology right now, and it's something that students still in 2024 are not getting taught about. The reason that nutrition, supplementation, and diet and exercise, the reason those things make a difference, the reason they matter in a positive way if you do them properly, and the reason they matter in a negative way if you don't do them properly, is all of those things affect our epigenome. And our epigenome could easily be looked at as being more important than our actual genome itself, right? So the epigenome is a level, if you want to think about it, a level above the DNA, right? So 99.9% of all human DNA is the same, right? So my brother and I have 99.9% similar DNA. Me and some dude living over in Mongolia have 99.9% the same DNA. There's only 0.1% of our DNA that tends to be sometimes different from individual to individual, but the vast majority of the phenotypic variation, or the variation in what you see, like how tall somebody is, what color eyes they have, those are not because that person has a gene for green eyes and another person doesn't have a gene for green eyes. It's because one person's gene for green eyes is being expressed in a way that results in them actually having green eyes. Everybody has the gene to produce green eyes, or the combination of genes to produce green eyes, right? It's just that not everybody has those combination of genes turned on and off, or partially turned on or partially turned off in a certain way. So it's the way that the genes are expressed is how we get the vast overwhelming majority of variation between people. We all have the same genes. If you just want to kind of simplify it, and again, we're just scratching the surface on understanding of this stuff, but we all have the same genes, more or less, right? So if you just want to think about it, everybody's got the same genes. All of the differences in IQ and height and mental aptitude, all this stuff, all of those differences are the result of those same base set of genes being expressed in different ways. So that is what, more or less, what the epigenome is, right? It's changes to the actual double helix structure of the DNA itself. It doesn't change the code. It puts molecules or takes molecules on or off of the actual double helix of DNA itself. So if you can picture the double helix, if you attach little molecules onto the outside of it, that is what affects which genes get unraveled to be read and re-raveled and all that stuff. So we're going to go over all this stuff in depth, you guys. It's super, super cool. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours going through all the most up-to-date research, listening to podcasts from medical doctors, talking to people, and I've spent a lot of time putting all this stuff together for you guys because, again, it's not something that any medical person gets taught in school unless you're a dietitian or a nutritionist, right? Medical doctors, osteopaths, doctors of physical therapy, chiropractors. I just taught a bunch of osteopaths and chiropractors and physical therapists and athletic trainers last weekend in Houston. A bunch of them were recently out of school, you guys. I ask every single class this question. Maybe 5% of people that I teach have some inkling of what the epigenome is, and almost 0% of people that I teach, and this is including regular doctors, you guys, almost 0% of the people that I teach have any idea what the epigenome is, how it affects us, and stuff like that. So this is just fascinating stuff to me. It's really, really important to know, and if you do know this stuff, you can take your health into your own hands and be responsible for your own health, so you don't have to rely on somebody that most likely doesn't care about you at all to do the best thing for you, which almost never happens in mainstream medicine nowadays, unfortunately.